Welcome to the Geek Easy. Sit back, grab a libation of your choice, and relax, 'cause it's time to do some geek stuff in the Geek Easy. Welcome to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Grab yourself a beverage of your choice, because today I'm going to ask you a question, or a series of questions. Do you like superheroes? Do you like superhero TV shows? Do you like superhero TV shows where you have an old man driving around the country in a Winnebago with a teenage boy? Wait, what? Is there such a thing? Yes. Shazam! Back from the 70s. This is a live-action TV show that used to be on Saturday morning, back when they could actually call Shazam Captain Marvel, pre-lawsuit. For those of you who aren't old enough to remember, this was the show. You have the old man right there. Let me see if I can get this without the glare on there. His name was Mentor. It's the only name he had. Billy Batson here referred to him as Mentor. And when adults were talking to him, he'd be Mr. Mentor. And then you had Billy Batson. Obviously aged up for the show. The basic, and then of course there's, Shazam. The basic gist of the show, and they never explain why this is happening, but you have, or I think they do it in the opening, they're, trying to search out injustice or something like that, but you have Billy Batson and Mentor driving around the country. And then just, it's kind of like the old, like fugitive thing and the Hulk thing, where they go across country and they stop in a town and something happens. They get involved in other people's problems and then solve it. Storyline is pretty much all the same. You get, they show up and say, like, there's like in one episode, the Winnebago's, one of the hoses broke, so they were stuck in town for a couple days to get the hose replaced, and then they got involved with the problem. Or, something ridiculous like that. And there's always a group of kids, 2, 3, 4 kids, who are involved in a situation. And usually the majority of the kids are the bad ones. Bad for this show, right? But then there's that one kid who always has to be talked into things, who always has to be talked into doing it, and you can tell they're hesitant, right? And during the show, a couple times during the show, you have this little kind of a ball. It looks like kind of a snow globe type thing, colored with all these little dots, blinking lights on it, and they would go off. So they pull over to the side of the road, and that's when you'd get the Shazam part. Why? Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Ares, no, not Ares, but and then Mercury, all the people up there, and they would give Billy Batson a kind of a little lesson, and it was never clear, and he always had to try and figure it out, and those messages were connected to what happened in the show. See, that's one of the things about the 70s is, like cartoons back then always had to have a message sent to it, involved with it. To the point where if you look at the credits at the end, there'd be two PhDs listed as technical advisors to show, I guess they were to, what do you call them? Inform, help deliver the message to the kids. There was always a message involved. And it also fit the formula on the show where, the Hulk would be show up twice in the show. Once near the beginning, once near the end. And that's what would happen with Shazam. He'd show up. And then there was also what is referred to as a stinger on here. After the show was over, you'd have Shazam, this guy right here, deliver the message and say, you can always do the good thing. You can always, telling what the good thing you could have done in that episode was. You don't need to fall for peer pressure and all that. So, but I'm telling you, when I was a kid, this show was awesome. Now that I'm not, I realize that, boy, time has just really made it, made it seem a lot better than it was. I'm glad that I have it, just for memory's sake, and at some point, excuse me, I will finish watching these shows, but oh, jeez. It is just, ugh. You can tell it's meant for the youngins, because that's the level it's written on. And, but if you have kids, young kids who like superheroes, you can get it. If you can ignore the kind of weird overtones of, this old man driving across country in a mobile home with some teenage boy, that, doesn't bother you. Or if you just want to take a trip down this memory lane for nostalgia's sake, get this show. It's interesting. I'm going to give it a 3.75 out of 5 just for the nostalgia aspect and the sheer and utter hokiness of it. Excuse me. And yeah, I'm gonna work my way through it at some point, but it will take a while. That's why I'm having to do the review of it now. But anyway, let me know if you've ever watched the show and what you think of it. I'd be really interested to know. And like, subscribe, and most of all, enjoy your comic shows.